Okay, it's about to start. Go for it.
Good evening, everybody. For our next in the Complete Wellness Community Forum. This is the coaching forum. Monday night, 7:30 is the coaching forum. And I'm going to be answering your questions and giving you some coaching in response to your questions, or just some general coaching as well. And as we said last time, we're going to be starting all of our sessions with a little bit of presencing. What is presencing? Presencing is bringing ourselves into this moment. Not this morning, not yesterday, not last week, not tomorrow, or the day after, or the future in any time. This moment, this is all that we have. We might be running tapes in our head of past experiences, thinking about past experiences, thinking about tomorrow, an appointment, a meeting that you might have. But all we really have is right now. All we really have is right now. So let's put the past away, stop thinking about the future, and bring ourselves right here, right now, so that we can think about the changes, the actions that we want to take, who we want to be. But we have to first focus on right now. So I invite you to close your eyes if you'd like. Defocus your eyes if you want to keep them open. Just sort of get that far off look and start to go inside. I can hear a siren out on the street, but I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on right here and right now. And I begin first, and I invite you to focus on your feet, touching the floor. Feel that sensation of your feet on the floor. Feel the sensation, focus on the sensation of your legs, your pants on your legs, or your skirt or dress against your legs. Further up, we feel our butts in the seat, our backs against the seat, arms. You might notice the pulsation of your blood through your arteries and your veins. I feel that pulsation. Let's come up into our heads and notice our consciousness. And where is our mental focus? Where is our consciousness? It mostly resides in the frontal area of our brain, where we say we have the executive function. But right now, we don't want executive function. We want to bring our consciousness down, 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 past our eyes, and first into our tongue. The tongue is a weather vane of our consciousness. If our tongue is relaxed, we will be relaxed. As I said, you can even hear my voice start to come down in tone. Let's bring our consciousness even a little lower and into our throats. Let's go deeper still to our chests and our belly and our guts. And that's where we get our gut feelings from, our instincts. You know, our brain knows, but our body also knows. And we can use our body, our instincts, our gut feelings to help us guide us through the world. But most importantly, to bring us back into this moment. Now, with our consciousness in our bellies, let's take a big, deep breath in our nose and out our nose. Feeling like I'm just about ready to be here now and to begin speaking with you and sharing with you and conversing with you. I've let go of the day and let go of tomorrow and let go of yesterday. And I can be here now. Do the same. Gently and slowly open my eyes. Here I am. One of the things that I'm famous for in my coaching and my living is the morning routine. And I really encourage you to establish and stick to your routine, preparing yourself, preparing your mind, preparing your spirit, preparing your body to deal with the day. Many people, most people, the alarm clock goes off and boom, they're running. A woman said to me today, I set my alarm for 7 and it's 7:00. She's working from home since COVID, and at 7:05, she's at her desk working. I'm sipping some tea while we talk. So when your alarm clock goes off at 7 and you're at your desk working at 7:05, there's not a lot of time. There's not a lot of buffer. There's not a lot of preparing yourself to take on the day and all of its needs and all of it requires from you. If you just hit the ground running, there's no warm up. There's no beginning. It just boom. And I don't believe that that's the healthiest way to do that. We're getting a question from Instagram of how can I fall asleep faster? So that little presencing that we just did, that little breathing exercise that we just did, I believe is the key to everything. That key will help you prepare your mind and your body and your spirit for the day. Not that it's the only thing, but I think it's one of the tools that we can have to make our lives better. And since you asked about falling asleep faster, I'm also going to tie that into waking up better. It's that tool. It's that breathing exercise. It's that morning routine that involves that sleeping exercise, that breathing exercise that you can also use for your going to sleep routine. So many of us, as I said, the alarm goes off at 7, you're working by 7:05. The same thing is true at the other end. Turn off the computer, close the laptop, and into bed. We're not machines. We don't have switches like that. You can turn us on and off. You need to have transitional periods. What comes to mind is a basketball game. I'm a big basketball fan. They warm up for an hour before the game. After the game, they cool down. You don't see that because it's in the locker room. But there's a lot of transition. There's a lot of transition in that. And I believe we need more transitions, more transitional time. So the morning routine is an essential piece of high performance and breaking you out of a rut that you might be in, taking yourself to the new level. I'm a big believer in going to sleep early and waking up early. I try to be in bed between 9 and 9:30 when I read a book, not on my phone, not on TV, not on the laptop, because those devices stimulate our eye, and our eye tells our brain, oh, there's light. We should be waking up. We should have energy. So falling asleep faster, turn off your phone earlier and read what's called a book. One of those things. We don't use them that much anymore, although I buy a ton of them and don't read enough of them. I try and read every night in bed before I turn off the light. And just like in the morning routine, I do the breathing routine when I'm going to sleep. And my breathing routine, my breathing routine is 6 count of an inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then holding for half that. For me, that's 3, obviously. And then exhaling for double the inhale. That's 12. So for me, it's in for 6, hold for 3, out for 12. You may not be able to do a 6-second inhale. Maybe for you, it's only 2 seconds. So then it's a 1-second hold and a 4-second exhale. So it's all based on the inhale, then it's half that on the hold, double that on the exhale. I know that can be a little confusing. So when I have trouble falling asleep, or I'm not falling asleep instantaneously, which I do most of the time, and having dealt with many patients who don't fall asleep quickly, falling asleep quickly is a great blessing. You have no idea. When you're falling asleep, when you're struggling to fall asleep, do those breathing exercises. In for 6, hold for 3, out for 12. If you can do that amount, you can cut it in half or whatever works for you. Do that, and that will certainly help you to fall asleep. But also do it in the morning as part of the waking up process. I'm wondering if you're asking yourself, how is it possible that it's both waking up and falling asleep, the same exercise? What it really is presencing, bringing yourself here now, bringing your consciousness here now in this moment. In this moment, we're talking, but in the morning moment, you're preparing for the day. And in the evening moment, you're falling asleep. So your being in that moment helps you do what it is you want to do. I hope that answers your question. There's many more parts to it, but certainly turning off your electronics, getting into bed around the same time every day. Again, I'm a big believer in early, doing those breathing exercises. By the way, I go to sleep, I'm in bed between 9 and 9:30 and lights out at 10, and I'm up at 5, so 7 hours of sleep. It's a very good amount of sleep. A little more is better. I do that when I can. But 7 is the minimum for the adult that we need for our brains. And I believe if you're getting up at 5 or early, whatever that is for you, and having an active, productive day and life, when your head hits that pillow, when you turn that light out, you're going to be ready to go to sleep. I hope that's helpful for you. So going back to the morning routine, because that's really how most of this started. I start my day, and this is just my routine, but I recommend that you have a routine. What just came into my head was the way I started this routine was I saw something, I read something by a very famous motivational speaker by the name of Jim Rohn. I believe it's Rohn. And he was called the $1 Million Morning. That caught my eye, and I started to do that. I made it my own, but it's a 5 a.m. wake up, exercise, reading, praying, breathing. That's how you start the day. So my day is up at 5, stretching by 5:10 or 5:15. You know, I still want to enjoy my morning. I don't want to be a robot. So there's some leeway built in there. And then I continue to stretch depending upon the day, 6 o'clock, 5:45, but a nice chunk of time stretching. And then by 6 o'clock, I am doing my breathing exercises, the ones I've just described to you. I do another breathing exercise with a little instrument that creates resistance. Then I write in my gratitude journal, and then I pray. Pray for what it is that I want and get my mind focused on that outcome. It's an hour or so. That morning routine works really well for me. That's my routine. You should create your routine. I'm not going to tell you what your routine should be, but I will tell you that you should have your morning routine that prepares your mind and your body and your spirit to take on the day. We cannot function at a high level when we wake up, when the alarm goes off at 7, and we're at our desks by 7:05 working. You know, my morning routine, I feel, is like sacred for me. It's my time. Don't you dare try and take that time away from me. That's my time to get ready for the day. It's before the emails start coming, the phone starts ringing, people start to make demands on my time and on my day. It's my time. It's for me. It's how I set the table to prepare for a beautiful meal that I'm going to have that day. That meal is that day. Can't have a beautiful meal if you don't set out a beautiful plate and napkins and a beautiful glass, if you just throw the food down and start eating. Doesn't sound very thrilling or exciting or inspiring. Set the table for your day so that you can reach your potential that day, so that you can go to where you want to go that day. In some of my other private coaching clients, I constantly come back to this because there are many people that have difficulty disciplining themselves to do that morning routine. And then they always get stuck. They always get stuck in some part of their day, in some part of their energy, with some part of their goals, because they haven't started the day properly. They haven't started their day correctly. So I encourage you to establish your morning routine. If you need help with it, feel free to reach out to me. My cell number is 646-284-5220. I welcome all questions in this regard. I welcome all questions where you might need some coaching. Please feel free to do that. So focus on your morning routine. Someone's asking a question about Will Smith. And obviously what happened last night at the Oscars. Yeah, I believe that he's very human and he lost his temper and he reacted in the way that he did. And when we use presencing, whether you call it meditation or breathing exercises, or you call it presencing, perhaps, and only perhaps, we don't know the backstory, perhaps he could have been more present in that moment and reacted differently, more calmly. I can't speak for him, obviously, but I believe that he regrets smacking Chris Rock. Maybe not the reaction of defending his wife. He could have just said something from his seat, had much of the same effect without the physical abuse component, without the assault. Let's call it what it was. It was assault. He could have just said something more calmly that I believe would have been more powerful. And yes, perhaps with meditation, breathing exercises, and presencing, he could have controlled himself much more. We believe that. I believe that. Let's hope it to be true. If there are no more questions, I'm going to sign off for the night. Feel free to reach out to me on my cell, as I said, and I will see you here next week at the same time. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Thanks and have a great night.